Hi, this is Christine Pebbleton. I'm the author of this book, Lord, I'm Ready to Be a Wife. And we're just going over things that are in the book and some of the common questions that people ask me. So right now we're talking about what is the definition of a wife. So many times we think that a wife, as far as even Webster's definition, is that a wife is just someone that is joined with a man in a marital relationship or a marital commitment. My definition of a wife, as you'll find in chapter 1 of the book, is that a wife is a custom-tailored female companion for a husband. And what that means is that, first of all, a wife has to be someone that really wants to walk through life with another person. Sometimes we as women, we are fighting for our independence, we're fighting for our right to be who we are. And a man that truly loves you is going to celebrate who you are. You're not going to have to feel that you have to be less of who you are to be married. But in order to be in a happy marriage, and in order for a wife to truly be able to function in that marriage, she has to be able to collaborate. And so sometimes this is what happens when you're single. You have a choice to make. You have a decision to make. And you're single. So you sit down with yourself, you weigh out the options, you make a decision, and you execute that decision. But a married woman or a wife is someone that is able to have a situation happen, collaborate with her husband, make a decision as a team, and then implement that portion of that decision that she needs to implement. And that's a very drastic difference. And if you haven't been taught or you're not disciplined in how to really sit down, collaborate, brainstorm, come up with different ideas, and then make a decision as a team. I think some wives feel like, well, if I have to submit to my husband, that means I'm not able to have any say, and that is absolutely not true. Submission just means that I submit to the fact that as far as God is concerned, the husband is the most responsible for the outcome of the things that we decide as a team. And so if he feels very strongly about something, because he's the one that has his neck on the line, I want to let him do that. But any man that's really loving his wife is a man that's going to want to hear what she has to say. And a man that is respecting his wife is a man that wants to hear the knowledge, the wisdom that she has. One of the wonderful scriptures in the Bible talks about the fact that the fool is always rambling. It's always has something to say. They have empty words. And a wise person is sometimes a person that says nothing. And so I think women, sometimes we don't embrace what our role is as a home. We want to be heard, we want to be validated, and really marriage is not supposed to be that. Marriage is an opportunity for a man and woman to come together so that they can fulfill a purpose that they would not have been able to fulfill without the other person. And that's really what marriage is. If you don't feel that this relationship is going to bring me something that I couldn't get by myself, you're never going to want to put the energy into having it for a long time. And so that's why I say that the wife has to be someone that is companionship. And also, a wife is someone that is taking the time to find out what her husband needs. And so when you're a wife in waiting, what you're doing is your discipline as a woman is allowing anybody around you to know that you could be a wife, that you would take the time to be caring, to be nurturing, and to collaborate with someone in a companionship like marriage. But when you become that man's wife, you have to then begin to learn what he really needs in life and to be used of God to fulfill those needs. It doesn't mean that you're going to just be at his every beck and call as his whim, but wives are women that find it a privilege to be used in that way, and to want to be married to men that feel that being a husband and caring for a home and taking care of the needs of the home is a privilege. And so you have to then, when you get married, you're going to begin to be custom tailored to that person. And that's why as the years go on, you get better and better at your job, because you're paying attention to what that man needs. You're listening to what he says. And sometimes it's a little hard, because sometimes men say what they need and sometimes they don't. So you have to just be patient and learn what they need, and then work to try to fulfill what they need. I believe marriage is not for your desires. Yes, you should be absolutely happy in marriage, but the Bible says if you delight yourself in the Lord, he'll give you the desires of your heart. And when you understand it about marriage, you understand that marriage is supposed to be a happy experience. It's supposed to be a joyful experience, but it's not the role, the job, or the husband or the wife to be just catering to a man or woman's desires. As much as we're here as a team, I've taken on the responsibility to be able to handle your needs. So that's my definition of a wife. Is a little more intense, and that's why we teach wife-in-waiting transformation classes, and we write books like this so that women would be able to know really what their job is,